What are you doing?
Just keep snapping. You'll get the right one.
What do you want me to do?
Hi ladies, today's video is going to be a makeup tutorial for older women done on my gorgeous auntie, so let's just get started. I'm going to start off first by filling in her brows. I'm going to be using the same product I would use on myself just because I think this is the best product for brows ever, but I'm going to be using the shade Caramel in the brow wiz on her instead of soft brown just because she does have gorgeous red hair, so it just matches her a little bit better. But I'm just going in and filling in the brows. She actually commented while I was doing this, she was like, oh my god, how long does it take? But seriously, taking a long time on your brows is totally worth it, ladies. No matter what age you are, just fill in those brows. So yep, that's what I'm doing. She has very, very light hairs, so I did go in like a little bit harsher, but it doesn't look that harsh because now it just looks like she has eyebrows rather than none because her eyebrow hairs are very, very light. I didn't go in with any powder because I didn't have any powder that matched her, but the pencil did fine, and then I set it with a brow gel, and then I actually went back in because, I don't know, I just like to go back in a million different times and just make sure they're perfect because brows are like essential in my book. But then I went in with this NYX full coverage concealer and just carved them out a little bit. I actually took way too much concealer on that first eyebrow, but that's okay because we blended out. But I just went in and carved them out a little bit so they look a lot more crisp and clean, and it kind of covers up the freckles that she has around her eyebrows as well, which I love freckles, but I feel like around the eyebrows they shouldn't be that apparent. And then I just went in with a brush and blended it all out so that you can't really tell that there's concealer around there. And now for the eyes, I'm going to start by priming with the MAC Paint Relief Paint Pot. I did this because it covers up any discoloration or veins that go on in the eyelids, which can tend to happen the more you get older. But yeah, we just do that first for the eyeshadow, and then I'm going to take Creme Brulee from Makeup Geek, which you guys know is like my favorite transition color ever, but I loved it on her especially because of her red hair and her green eyes. It really just played up her features very, very nicely. So I went in with an E40 brush and made sure to blend that out as much as possible because we're doing more of a lip focused look in this video, so I wanted the eyes to be very subdued and natural, so I made sure to blend a lot, which you should do on any look anyway. But yeah, just blending that transition color. Then I'm going to take Frappe from Makeup Geek. It's a little bit darker than Creme Brulee, but still kind of that same color family. I'm going to take that on an E25 and make it a little bit more defined in the crease. Not really defined so much, but just adding more shadow and more depth and making more of a kind of pop on that eyelid. Makes the eye stand out a little bit more. So we're going to blend that out. Then I'm just going to go in with Vanilla Bean from Makeup Geek and pop that on the lid with a flat shader brush. This is just a cream matte color. It's actually more of a satin than a matte, but it's just a basic cream eyeshadow. It's going to bring light to the eyes, so I'm putting that all over the lid, and then I'm also going to highlight the brow bone with it. And I wanted to touch on a little bit like taking a light color eyeshadow in kind of that inner corner of the eye. You'll see me do it in a few seconds, but making sure that that portion of the eye, that first inner corner, is very, very light and bright, because when you get older your eyes can tend to look a little bit darker, so you want to make that look nice and bright. And now for quote-unquote eyeliner, I'm going to take a flat definer brush and Corrupt from Makeup Geek, and we're just going to line the lash line with that instead of using eyeliner because your eyelids can tend to be a little bit more wrinkly. I don't want to say wrinkly, but have a little bit more fine lines on them when you get older. So using an eyeshadow is going to make it look a lot softer and kind of not, I don't know, if you use like a gel liner, it might get into those creases and look a little bit messed up, I would say. So just go in with an eyeshadow. It's a lot softer, a lot more romantic, and a lot more flattering. Now I'm going to take Country Girl from Makeup Geek, and we're kind of just going to blend out that black line with Country Girl to kind of smoke it out, make it a little bit more romantic, a little bit more sultry. It just really adds a little bit something to that eyeliner and makes it look, I think, a little bit more age appropriate. So I'm just going to blend that out and then take that E25 on those outer corners just to make sure everything is nice and blended. And now I'm just going to go in with some mascara. I'm using the L'Oreal Voluminous False Fibers, which I recommend to basically anybody because it's amazing at volumizing and lengthening the lashes. Why can't I say those words? But yeah, just put a quick coat of mascara on the lids. I did go in with some falsies. These are actually individual lashes. I think individual lashes on older women looks amazing because it's not too in your face like drag queen full on lashes. They look a lot more natural. They honestly look really, really natural, and they just bring so much drama to your eyes and so much glam to the eyes without being overdone, which I love for women of this age group. It just like brings the drama, makes you look so much more feminine, but doesn't like take away from it because it's looking overdone, if you know what I mean. But yeah, as you can see, I just cleaned up the mascara that I got on her eye by mistake with a Q-tip. You do want to let that mascara dry if you mess up like that, because once it dries, it'll flake off like perfectly. So yeah, I'm just still popping on those individual lashes. I think I did 5 or 6 on each eyelid. These are the short lashes because she does have fairly short lashes to begin with, so I didn't want to do anything too long because I wanted it to look like her real lashes, just better, so I went with short. Now for the skin, we're going to move on to the Smashbox Pore Minimizing Primer. When you get older, your pores usually tend to get a little bit larger, so you do want to go in with something that's going to minimize them and fill them. Her skin actually was pretty great. She didn't have that much problem with pores, but I did want to show this because I think it's a great product for women in their 40s and 50s. So I just went in with my fingertips and pressed this into her pores and made sure that everything was nice and filled. Okay, and now for foundation, I chose to go with the L'Oreal True Match Lumi because I know this is one of my mom's favorites and one of my aunt's favorites as well. It is really, really gorgeous on the skin. It offers a great medium coverage and really, really looks dewy and luminous and healthy and glowing. And for aging skin that's losing a little bit of its moisture, this is exactly what you want. Something that's going to make you glow from within and give you that healthy, youthful glow. So I'm just pressing this all over the skin with a beauty blender. A beauty blender is also another tool I love for older skin because it just adds so much more moisture, makes everything look so much more flawless, and it doesn't let that foundation sit in any fine lines or wrinkles. So I love just pressing foundation in with the beauty blender on some mature skin because it's gorgeous. Now I'm going to take the L'Oreal Visible Lift Blur Concealer on that same beauty blender as well, and just use this to lift and brighten and highlight the face under the eyes and down the forehead, down the center of the face, but mostly under the eyes because you can get some darkness under there and some bags when you get a little bit older. So I love this concealer because it's a great almost full coverage. It reminds me a lot of the MAC Pro Longwear, but is a lot more creamy and emollient and just sits a little bit better on the skin. So I love taking this with the beauty blender as well, and it just lightens, brightens, highlights, just makes everything look flawless. It's nice and moisturizing. It's just a great concealer, and I never hear anybody talk about it. So now I'm going to take the Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit. To set that, I'm going to take the banana and the vanilla shade and just set where we put that concealer. Because your skin probably doesn't have that much problem with oil, we're only going to set the concealer so it doesn't move, but we're really not going to powder the face at all because it doesn't need it. You don't really need to put powder where it's not wanted or necessarily needed because you don't want to add any cakiness or any taking away from the dewiness, if you know what I mean. But now we're going to go in with all 3 of the contour shades from the palette and this Sonia Kashuk brush, and we're just going to go ahead and bronze and contour the skin. I didn't want to do anything too harsh because I feel like it would just look like a drag queen if I contoured her too harshly, so I just went in and softly bronzed and shaped the face a little bit, added some dimension in the cheekbones, around the jawline, and I feel like these bronzers just complemented her skin tone gorgeously, so I love, love, love it. And then I just went in with a smaller brush and contoured the nose a little bit with the cool tone shade in the palette, just because she has a, what we like to call in the family, a Hernandez nose, which is a little bit bigger, and she loves when I slim it down with the contour powders. So I just went ahead and did that. And now for blush, I chose Milani's Luminoso because seriously, if you want a healthy, glowing from within blush, this is your go-to. It is such a gorgeous color, and because it's such a nice corally peach, it looked great with her red hair and green eyes. And then for that glow, I'm going to take MAC Cream Color Base in Shell, which is one of my favorite products for like a heavy, intense, shimmery, metallic glow, which she loves when I do on her. Maybe a lot of mature women wouldn't like this, but I just feel like make yourself glow as much as possible. Like, why not? So I just went on the top of the cheekbones, down the center of the face, all the places we usually highlight, and this is going to make you look so much more awake and alive and healthy and glowing and just gorgeous. So I just slathered that all over her face. And then after that, we went in under the eye just to finish it up. I took a little bit of Frappe from Makeup Geek, and I just kind of smoked out that lower lash line. I didn't want to do anything that was too defining or too kind of like in your face. I just wanted it to be nice and smoked out and sultry and just a little bit more blown out under there. So I just went in with this one color and made sure that it was nice and blown out and tied into the top lash line. So I just went ahead and made sure that was nice and blended under there. And then after that, I went in with the NYX Wonder Pencil in the Shadow Light and just brightened up that inner line of her eye. Just make sure everything was nice and bright and awake, and yeah, like I said, awake. So then after that, we're just going to go in with a quick coat of mascara on the lower lashes just to finish off the eye. When you do a quick coat of mascara on the lower lashes, it really just opens up the eye a little bit more and makes you look way more wide awake than if you weren't going to do this. So I highly, highly recommend putting a little bit of mascara on your lower lashes. And now for the main focus of the look is her bright orange red lips. So I'm starting off with NYX Lip Pencil in Pumpkin. These are seriously like the best lip pencils ever. They're so nice and creamy and pigmented, and they're so affordable. And if you want like a trendy color like this orange, this is your go-to because it's just so cheap and you don't have to spend a lot of money on a color you probably aren't going to use every day. So I just went in and lined her lips and the inner corners just to make sure it was nice and like blended when you put that lip color on. And then I'm going in with the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in Morocco, which is a gorgeous like orangey red shade. I think it's going to be perfect for spring and summer, especially on her complexion, like her skin tone and her eye color and her hair color. By the way, that was my mom jumping in the video. But yeah, so I just filled in her lips with this, and then because it is that lip gloss applicator, and sometimes when you get a little bit older your lips can get a little bit more puckered and tight, so I just went in with some concealer around the edges of the lips to kind of clean it up and make it look nice and crisp and clean. And then once that is all done, we're just going to finish off with some MAC Fix Plus spray. And this is the completed look. I hope you guys like this type of video of me doing makeup on somebody else. I also hope you enjoyed this if you're more of a mature woman and you found it helpful. So please give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I love you all so much. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.